You should take the call.
Thank you for agreeing to sit and talk with me, Jacob. I was hoping to check in with you today. How are you doing? Have you thought about meeting with your father? He really wants to come visit. I know you're scared, but sooner or later you're going to have to talk with him about what happens. Feels bad too.
The only remorse of the leader is his failure to cull the weak.
Oh, that isn't true. He feels he was too harsh on you, or else you wouldn't have done what you did. He doesn't blame you. Did you give it some thought?
Jacob, it's time for your dose.
Thank you, Jacob.
You look very nice today.
You said this morning that we have to look inward with insight and courage to find out who our true enemies are. And I think you're right. Come get me if you want to talk.
So, Jacob, what are you in for? Saw the devil and tried to choke him, right? I think I might have seen him a few times myself, but I never got to fight him. How'd you do? Well, I guess you must have lost or you wouldn't be here. What do you think would have happened if you'd won?
To slay the devil, you slay his host. This was my first thought, though now I am unsure whether the demon lay in his body or truly in my mind. But had I destroyed the neck in dire need, my father would be dead within the deed.
Holy Jacob!
No physical contact on the ward.
Fuck off, okay?
Language in the community room. Rebecca, you have to let him go. No physical contact on the ward.
Cassandra, Jacob actually needs you.
What is it, Jacob?
I want to speak with my father.
Okay. I'll take care of that right away. Do you want to go into your room and rest for a while? I can send Lorelei in to check on you. You like Lorelei, right? Okay, go ahead and I'll take care of that right away.
Sorry for swearing at you.
I'm sorry for trying to stop you. He actually wants to see his father. I've been working on that for a whole week.
It's not hard. You just have to treat people like human beings.
It isn't that easy. There are rules. I could get fired if I don't follow them.
The rules and regulations prevent you from treating us like human beings. Is that really how it's written? Memo to all staff on the locked ward. Treat your patients like animals.
Of course not. Sometimes I feel like it might as well be.
Well, you've been here longer than anyone else. Why don't you try to change it?
You've known me for 3 years, Rebecca. You should know better. I'm not even a real doctor. And you can't just change things. But if you're gonna try, you need to have more pull than me. I can't even believe I'm talking to you about this. I could get fired for just doubting the staff in front of you.
You always say that, but nothing ever happens.
That's because I keep it quiet. God, I know what they would say. This isn't conducive to the patient's health.
Sure it is. I love talking about this place with you. You're the only one who knows all the stories. Remember my last roommate, Beth? Remember how she used to sing in musical therapy?
She had such a wonderful voice. I mean, pretty amazing considering how ripped up her throat was from all the stomach acid.
Whatever happened to her?
I don't know the specifics, but even if I did, I couldn't tell you. You know that. All I know is that she left here a week after you, and we never heard from her again.
Too bad.
Not really. That's the best we can hope for, never to hear from you again. Because it means that you're not back in this place. Or worse, you could be dead. People do die after leaving here.
Yeah, but if they die, they're never coming back, so you wouldn't know.
Do you remember Rufus?
Yeah. He was causing codes like every day. He was kind of a jerk.
But you never saw him after he came down through the codes. He was a remarkably intelligent boy. A very talented writer. He refused to accept the limitations of the world around him. The tortured genius type. His personality could have used a little bit of work, but I thought he had some of the most potential I'd ever seen in a patient. And I wanted to do something about it.
But you always do all you can, right? I mean, you help me with my drawings. You help me learn how to shave.
Those were within the guidelines, but this was something different. I gave him my number, and I told him to call me as soon as he got out. And he called me one night. Told me how sick he was of everything. I wasn't too worried about it, honestly, because we'd had this conversation before, but this was different. Just wanted to say goodbye, I guess. And then I heard a gunshot.
You're kidding, right? I mean, he wasn't that much of a jerk to see
I stayed on the line for a little while, and I heard his mom come in the room. She screamed, heard her fall to the ground, heard the father come in. He killed himself.
Cassandra, I'm so sorry.
I just feel so damn terrible about the whole thing. I mean, what if I could have done something more?
But it sounds like you did all you could.
I never called him to check up on him. I just wanted him to know that there was someone he could talk to if he really needed it. But it wasn't enough.
It's not like you're the only one to blame here. This place doesn't exactly prepare us for the real world. You're the only one who even gets us a dose of reality. The rest of them just treat us like kids. We even get sent to time out if we act up.
That's for the safety of everyone on board.
Oh, like every time Rufus has to go, he was some sort of imminent risk to himself or others. They just put him in there to shut him up because they knew he was right and they were wrong, wouldn't they?
It isn't that simple. It isn't always just about being right, it's about being effective. The truth isn't always what people need to get better, and neither is reality.
That's stupid and you know it. Tell the truth. I know you don't care about your job here anymore. That's why you're taking art classes. I know you're starting to think that my way of doing things might not be so off.
Your way? And what is your way, Self-revelation through annoyance?
Meow, what's your problem?
Rebecca, you've been in here 10 times in the past 3 years. You've been kicked from foster family to foster family because no one can handle a kid who gets in as much trouble as you. You've been here almost as long as I have, and I see no indication that you want to change that. Your way is to run away from your problems and criticize those who are trying to face theirs, and it's getting old. But you're right about one thing. I don't care if I get fired anymore. So since new ways of approaching things seem to be the best, innovative ways, here's something for you. Get over yourself. Stop treating the mental ward like it's some trip to the spa for gossip and girl talk. The people here need serious help, and your pithy and little observations are incredibly detrimental to that process. You may have helped you. I'll give you that. But even a lunatic will hit the mark if she throws enough darts. The people here need serious help. And no, maybe we don't do the best job of administering it, but we are certainly more capable than you. You're an anxiety-ridden little girl who can't get control of her own personality, so